like to introduce the founder and owner of Cosens Martial Arts. Without him, I wouldn't be possible to do the things I am with our children today. So please, everyone, welcome Mr. Charlie Cosens.
Okay, again, my name is Charlie Cosens, owner of Cosens Martial Arts. I'm just going to take a few seconds to talk to you today about what our school has to offer, where we started, where we are now, and what we're doing to help the kids learn how to deal with bullying. My facility actually started right next door. It's called Cosens MMA. I had a deep passion for mixed martial arts competition, and we kind of started off as more of a fight team. Since then, we've grown into a full-fledged martial arts facility. We have boot camps, we have kids classes, we have adult self-defense classes, all types of different things going on. So what I've found that working with kids is a lot more rewarding. It's definitely a lot more challenging, I will say that. But we are constantly bettering ourselves. Our instructors go through instructor courses. Most of our instructors are active in martial arts themselves, so we're always working to better ourselves so we can better educate our children. So I'm just going to talk about the programs that we have to offer, kind of explain a little bit to you. So the classes that we have a Parent and Me class, we have a Tiny Ninjas class, we have a Little Ninjas class, we have an Advanced Little Ninjas class, we have a Children's Martial Arts program, we have a Black Belt Club, we have a competition team for our kids, and we also have a leadership team. So we have a lot going on. So I'm just going to take a second and explain what these entail, and most of these are divided up with ages. So if you have a child that maybe is in this age group or know of a child that's in this age group, just listen up and see if maybe this applies to you. So we have a Parent and Me program. The Parent and Me program is every Saturday at 11 o'clock. This is for the ages 2 to 4 years old. All right, so the parent actually does the class right along with the child. There's not a lot of things that are offered for kids of this age. So as you can imagine, kids of this age are just developing. Some of them have a hard time walking, running, bear crawling. There's a lot of things that we take, we can do that they can't, that we don't understand. So we make sure that we develop their balance, their coordination, and their focus. So we're trying to develop them physically as well mentally with their life skills. So focus is a big one for this age group. If we can teach them to focus and really pay attention for more than 3 seconds, they can retain a lot of information. All right, so that is some of what our Parent and Me class consists of. Next up is our Little Ninjas program. Little Ninjas program is ages 3 through 7. In this program, we focus heavily on our life skills. So our life skills we work on are balance, coordination, teamwork, focus, memory, discipline, fitness, and control. So every day our students come in, they work on one of these in particular. So for instance, if today were focus day, all of the drills, everything that we do in class revolves around the word focus. So at the end of the day, our students can tell us the definition of focus and how they can use it at school or at home. So at this age, kids are like sponges. If we can teach them how to focus and listen and pay attention, they just absorb information like crazy. The schools do a great job at teaching students math, science, history, social studies, whatever it may be, but sometimes they lack or they don't have enough time to teach them the in-betweens. By the in-betweens, I mean by teaching them how to listen, teaching them how to focus, teaching them what self-confidence is. So this is where martial arts takes over. We teach them these in-betweens. That way they can absorb more information at school. Next up is our Children's Martial Arts program. This is kind of the topic of the day, is this anti-bullying. Around age 7, 8, this is when bullying really starts in our schools. So in our program, we're trying to develop confidence. A confident child won't get bullied near as much because they have the confidence in the way they carry themselves. They have the confidence to tell a parent or a teacher. And this is what we want them to do. We don't want them using, their ninja punches the first time that they get bullied. Right? So we want them to have the confidence to tell someone. Everyone that carries himself confidently, I don't care if you're talking about a 3-year-old or a 7-year-old, if you carry yourself with confidence, you're less likely to get in a physical altercation. That's just a proven fact. Okay? So that is what our Children's Martial Arts program consists of. We also teach them an intro to mixed martial arts. Raise your hand if you've heard of MMA before. A few of you have. Who links MMA to UFC? Be honest. Few of you, right? The UFC has done a great job of completely stereotyping mixed martial arts as kind of an egotistical, barbaric sport. But I can assure you we are not trying to turn our students into fighters. I can assure you of that, okay? Mixed martial arts is a beautiful thing because what it does is it takes all of the best parts of individual martial arts and it brings them together into a hybrid of a martial art. This is the best type of self-defense that you can possibly get. Our students know how to defend themselves standing up, they know how to defend themselves on the ground, and all of the in-betweens. So this is a great thing. So when you hear of MMA, don't necessarily think fighters, because that's not what it's all about. All right? Next up, this is our Black Belt Club. Black Belt Club is ages 8 through 12. This is our more advanced program for ages 8 through 12. In this program, we focus on something called the Black Belt Success Cycle. So I'll just go over this with you and tell you basically what it entails. The first part of the Black Belt Success Cycle is know what you want. So maybe our students want to go to college someday. Maybe they will have a big test coming up that they want to pass. Maybe they want to be on the football team. Whatever it is, what do they want? What is the goal that they have in mind? The next part is have a plan and a success coach. So they need to have the idea that in order to get to a goal, they have to work towards it. And who is going to help them when times get tough? Who is going to be their mentor? Okay, so that could be a parent, that could be a teacher, that could be one of our instructors at our school, but who's going to help them when times get tough? The next part is called take consistent action. So they have to understand that they're always working towards something. So if they're working towards, maybe they're working towards getting a black belt, they understand that they need to come in as often as they possibly can and practice and retain information so they can work towards that goal. The next part is called review your progress. So maybe you've got halfway to that black belt. Maybe you made it to college. What's the next step? So it's good to look back and give yourself a pat on the back and understand that there's more to come. You don't just stop halfway. We teach our students you have to finish. And lastly is renew your goals. So once you've got to that final step, once you've got to college, once you've got that degree, once you've made the black belt, once you have the career that you want, what is next? All right, so if you think about this, this is what adulthood is. This is what most of us have done. Either you are doing it now or you've done it one time. You set a goal and you went and got it. All right, so once you get that goal, there has to be something else. So maybe you have a career right now, a profession. If you're working towards something else, more than likely you are happy. If you are progressing, this is what makes people happy. All right, I really truly believe that. So what this is doing is it is taking our students and is giving them a goal-oriented mindset. So if I have a student that's 8 years old, he understands that if he starts something and he completes something, and then again he goes and gets it again and again and again, imagine the advantages that they have as they grow up. Okay? So last but not least, this is our leadership team. Our leadership team, this is the group of kids that we've brought in today to help demonstrate. In this program, we're developing leaders. All right, some people say there was a born leader, there's born leaders. Leaders are typically not born. A leader has taught himself how to lead, whether it be through certain situations that he was in, or who knows what other things, but you're just not born a leader. So this is what we're creating in our classes. Our leadership team does a couple different things other than just the martial arts. We teach these kids how to lead fundraiser events. We teach them how to public speak, which is one of my favorite things about the program. And some of these students also assist with our Little Ninjas program. So these little bit older kids assisting with our smaller kids. So as far as fundraiser events, last Christmas, our students sponsored a family. So what this means is they gathered a bunch of gifts to take to this family. So in order for them to do this, they got up in front of our parents that we have at our school. They had a script that they memorized, and they presented it to the parents. So if you can imagine, if you're 6, 7, 8 years old, to get up in front of someone and actually speak, that's a pretty big thing, all right? This is a huge tool. I think the first time I had a speech class, I was a sophomore in high school. I don't know if you guys ever remember the first time you got to talk in front of someone. But by the time you're that age, by the time you're a sophomore in high school, the anxieties have already built up. You have a very conscious idea that getting up in front of someone is an uncomfortable thing to do. But if we can start plugging this in at 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, by the time they get to high school and by the time they're an adult, it's okay. And they're more comfortable with it. So that's what our leadership team consists of. Something else that we've done for the community, we always try to reach out to the community as much as we can. Last Mother's Day, these kids went to the carriage house which is an old folks facility, and they visited the elderly mothers. All of them had rows. It was kind of a cute thing. They went out, they chatted with the elderly mothers for, I think, half hour, 45 minutes. So I'm sure it brightened up their day. It's just a good little extra thing to go out and do for the community. So these kids are doing all types of things. They're reaching out to all different areas of the community to help out. Just to wrap it up here before we have the demonstration, martial arts is something that people can do forever. Right? This isn't something that ends when school is over. It's not something that ends when high school or college is over. It's something that they can do forever. I have students as young as 2, and I've had students as old as 80. All right, so this can go on for a lifetime. School sports is a great thing as well. School sports does teach some life skills. I grew up with football, wrestling, soccer, basketball, pretty much everything I could get my hands on I would do. But there's something about school sports that lacks on it. There's a winning and a losing aspect to school sports. I'll kind of give you an example. First day of wrestling practice, freshman in high school. We had about 50 kids in the team. The very first day they had us go run 3 miles. We came back in and we shot wrestling shots, which was a takedown, for 2 hours on the mat. All right, so this is a very physical thing. By week 2, there was 18 kids left. So what were they trying to do? They're weeding out the weak and they're leaving the strong. And that's okay for school sports, because school sports are trying to fill stands, they're trying to bring income in for the school, and that's okay. But what about the kids that weren't athletic, or who didn't have self-confidence? All right, so these are the type of kids that we work with to give self-confidence and to give that discipline to. And last thing here, our number 1 goal is to help people. Martial arts helps people in all different areas. All right, it's a lot more than just self-defense. So for instance, if we have someone that comes in that's overweight, I've had people that walk into my facility 350 pounds and up. The reason that they're overweight is because usually they've tried other things. They've tried other weight loss programs. They've bought the gimmicks on TV or the gimmicks on the internet. They went to the gyms and ran to the treadmill. But they get bored. There's no passion there, all right? Running on a treadmill is not fun. Usually people hate every second of it. But if they come into a martial arts facility and they develop a passion for something, they're able to lose weight and have fun, and they don't get sick of it. All right? Obviously, the self-defense aspect, it saves people from domestic violence, rape, assaults, all kinds of nasty things. And it gives kids a positive role model. Our instructors at our facility are all positive role models. I have a lot of teens that come in that don't have a positive male or a positive female role model in their life. There's a lot of separated families these days. So these kids latch onto our instructors, and they kind of use them as a role model. So that's a great thing. If we keep these kids off the streets, we keep them off drugs, keeping them in the positive, it's a great thing for our youth. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our leadership team. They're going to do a couple demonstrations for you. I appreciate you guys all coming out and listening to me talk for a few minutes, so I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Leadership team. Our leadership team today is going to demonstrate a few self-defense techniques if they're being bullied. Now, we teach at our school, it's called our T-steps. The T-steps is, if we're being bullied, the steps we need to take with the bully. So the first thing we teach our children is to talk to the bully. A lot of times, the issue can be resolved before it gets any further. We're trying to get them to resolve things on their own. So we're going to have them talk to the bully. Let them know that the words they're saying are offensive. Can they please stop? And in some cases, it will stop. But if there's a true bullying issue taking place, it won't stop. We're trying to give them the power, encouraging them to take the actions and first speaking to them. The second thing we teach them is to tell. So we teach them to tell everybody. We teach them to tell their moms, the dads, the teachers, the principals, other students. We even teach them to tell the pizza delivery man. All right, we want them to tell everyone that I talked to little Johnny, he's still picking on me. The last part of the T-step is tackle. Now there's 2 parts to the tackle. We have them tackle them mentally and then physically. So, in most situations, the reason why they're being bullied is because there's a fear issue. The bully sees there's fear in the child, they control the fear, and they continue doing that to the child. So we teach them to take that power away. So if someone's bullying them, we teach them to let them know they are not afraid of them. Remove the fear. And lastly, if it comes to this, we teach them to defend themselves. Now we teach them not to hurt the bully, because then in return they would be no better, they would be the bully. But they have to protect themselves. So they're going to demonstrate a few techniques of this now. They've taken all their proper steps to stop the bullying, but the bully is going to continue to be the bully, and they're going to bully them. So the first thing we teach them is going to get themselves in a safe distance, controlling the bully from hurting them. So. And what Mr. Mason and Mr. Devin just demonstrated there is they're not trying to hurt the bully, but they're just holding them down until an adult can show up. So they're keeping in a safe situation, controlling the bully, not trying to hurt them until an adult can show up and stop and separate the two. Now, some instances that doesn't take place, an adult might not be coming, and they have to now negotiate with the bully. So that's going to be our next demonstration.
Stop, I don't want to fight you. Are you stepping on me? No. Is that bullying me? No. Is that bullying me? No. Is that hitting on me? Yes. Are you going to promise not to hit on me? Yes.
They're demonstrating a technique that we teach is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So it's a joint lock. So it's applying a little bit of pressure to the joint of the bully, where it starts to give a little bit of pain. Now we don't want to hurt them, but we want them to stop picking on us. So now they're negotiating. They're gonna let them know, I'll stop giving pain to you if you stop picking on me. We can be friends. Now, next thing we're gonna demonstrate doesn't always happen one-on-one, where you can see the attacker coming at you. A bully might come up from behind and put a student in a headlock, and they still need to defend themselves because they run the chance of being injured very easily by getting taken down to the ground. So that would be our next demonstration.
Stop. Not to beat now. Fine. I'll let go. But you have to promise to me so we can be friends. Sure.
Next technique we're going to have them demonstrate is now, if the bully's trying to throw a punch and hurt them, is to close a safe distance. We want them to close a safe distance so that way they avoid being injured from strikes. And then again, still negotiating with the bully to get them to stop picking on them.
Stop. I don't want to fight you. I want to fight you. You gonna stop picking on me? No. You gonna stop picking on me? Now. You gonna stop picking on me? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. You gotta promise you're gonna stop picking on me. Okay? Friends.
Next technique we're going to teach is now a very common thing that bullies like to do is they like to pick on someone smaller than them. They like to kind of grab them around and push them around, maybe shove them into a locker or try to shove them down to the ground. So the next demonstration is going to be controlling that situation quickly to prevent an injury, and again, still negotiating with the bully to get them to stop picking on you.
Hey, come here.
Hey,
Come on, get in there.
Please
Come
stop.
on.
Not
No.
please. I don't want to fight you.
Yeah, you do. Come on.
Are you gonna stop picking on me?
No.
Are you gonna stop?
No.
Stop picking on me.
Fine.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go, but you gotta promise to stop picking on me.
Now these are just some of the few things that we teach all of our students. The idea is we want them to try to resolve the situation before it gets to this moment. Right, this is the final step in our program. So they're going through our T steps, they're talking to the bullies, they're telling everybody. They're trying to stop the issue from getting here. But at the same time, after they get to this situation, they're still not trying to injure the bully, but they're trying to eliminate them being picked on or being injured. So they're doing it in a safe, controlled environment. So everyone please give our leadership team a very big hand today. Now, our programs are designed to help children grow. So our gym, we offer a 30-day free trial for any student to come try it out. We're very confident our programs can help your child grow. We're also, I believe, the only gym in the country, or the world actually, that offers a 60-day money-back guarantee. That's how confident we are in our programs with our children, helping them develop and become leaders in the community. So we're going to have information outside. If you're interested, please stop by and speak with myself or Coach Charlie. So again, thank you for your time.